Welcome to AI Brief, episode 366. And we've just hit a pretty big milestone, 1 full year of doing these dedicated deep dives.
It's been quite a year. The pace has, I think it's safe to say, only gotten faster.
It really has. And today, we're going to be drilling down into a theme that seems to be driving everything right now. It feels like we're shifting from just building these huge models to actually executing real-time, very specialized decisions.
Yes, the intelligence is becoming autonomous. It's becoming hyper-focused.
Exactly. So we have a pretty compelling deep dive ahead. We're going to start with the hardware, the very foundation, and look at the huge news about Nvidia acquiring the AI chip startup Groq.
And from there, we'll pivot to software, looking at Fujitsu's launch of what they're calling Kazuchi Physical AI 1.0. It's a really big signal for how enterprise automation is evolving.
After that, we'll pull the lens back a bit. We'll survey the wider landscape, basically everything else happening in AI today. We're talking agentic vending machines all the way to a potential technology collision between AI and quantum computing.
And then we'll bring it all home with something practical. We'll wrap up with the top 5 AI tools you can start using right now to boost your productivity.
Okay, let's get into it. Nvidia, they just made their largest acquisition ever. They're acquiring the assets of Groq for approximately $20 billion.
$20 billion.
Yeah.
That number alone tells you everything. This is not some simple talent grab.
No, it feels like a fundamental shift in the AI hardware battlefield. For a while, it was all about training, right? Building these enormous GPU clusters to create the next big model.
Right, that was the arms race. Raw computational power. And Nvidia completely owned that market.
But now, we're moving really fast into the era of deployment, of scale.
Exactly. Once you've trained the giant model, you need to run it maybe millions or even billions of times a day to actually do something useful.
That's the step we call inference.
And inference is all about one thing, really: latency.
The delay, the time between asking the question and getting the answer.
Precisely. And that's where Groq comes in. They specialized in chips designed for incredibly low latency. So by pulling their tech, their team, including their CEO, Jonathan Ross, into NVIDIA's ecosystem.
They're essentially buying a ticket to the future of real-time AI.
But is that the whole story? I mean, is this just about performance? Or is there a defensive element here? $20 billion is a colossal sum of money.
That's a great question. Did they see Groq's chips, which are famously fast, as a kind of long-term architectural threat? Something they needed to absorb before a competitor did?
I think it's almost certainly both. They are, of course, getting best-in-class tech that expands what they can do with inference workloads. But it's also a shot across the bow to Google, to Microsoft, to everyone else building custom silicon.
A clear signal.
The signal is NVIDIA will buy any advantage it needs to stay on top of the hardware stack. They're securing their moat by owning speed.
So the big takeaway for you, the listener, is that the AI race is shifting. It's moving from who can build the biggest thing to who can deliver the fastest real-time response.
That speed is everything for high-stakes applications.
So if Nvidia is locking down the hardware for hyperspeed inference, the next logical question is, how do you actually use that power securely?
And that leads us perfectly to the software layer, specifically what Fujitsu is building with NVIDIA. They're calling it Fujitsu Kazuchi Physical AI 1.0.
Okay, so physical AI sounds like a big leap from, standard automation. What does that actually mean, and how does the whole agentic concept fit in?
We should probably define agentic AI first. It's a bit of a buzzword, but the concept is solid. Think of it as an autonomous piece of software. It can perceive its environment, it can set its own goals, and it can act to achieve them.
And it often does that by talking to other specialized agents.
Yes. So it's not just following a rigid script like older automation, like RPA.
Right, so RPA just follows script A, period. And agentic AI is more like a junior manager that can, adapt the script if something new comes up.
A perfect analogy. And when Fujitsu adds the word physical, they mean they're using these smart agents for really confidential business workflows that actually touch the real world. Think supply chain logistics, not just back-end server stuff.
That word secure is what really jumps out to me there.
It should.
Because if you have all these different agents handling confidential data, maybe one for budget approvals, another for vendor selection, the risk of something going wrong goes way up.
It goes up exponentially. And that's why the core of their architecture is a secure interagent gateway. It's all about protecting information as these AI components talk to each other. They're even using complex procurement operations as their main use case.
And that's a process that often spans multiple departments, sometimes even multiple companies.
And this isn't some far-off concept. They're
Yeah.
planning to turn this into a full agentic AI foundation by the end of their fiscal year 2025. It's happening now.
So we've covered the big moves in hardware and in specialized enterprise software.
Right. Now let's shift focus. Let's look at the broader ecosystem, the real-world applications, and maybe what investors are seeing. And let's take a slightly more measured pace for this part.
Good idea. The first story here actually ties back perfectly to what we were just discussing about agentic AI.
Oh, the vending machine.
Yes,
Yeah.
taking agentic AI out of the server room and into physical commerce.
This was a really fascinating experiment from the Wall Street Journal. They set up a real physical vending machine, but instead of programming it, they put Anthropic's Claude AI in full control.
And when you say full control, you mean it wasn't just dispensing drinks.
Not at all. The AI had total autonomy. It set its own prices. It managed its own inventory based on what it thought demand would be. It even changed the product mix to try and maximize profit.
The implication there is pretty powerful. We are now at a point where an AI system can manage an end-to-end revenue-generating business in the physical world.
It's so far beyond just being a chatbot or a recommendation engine. This is an autonomous retail manager that is learning from the real world.
And where you see that kind of potential, you see investment interest. Capital follows autonomy.
There was a recent alert from MarketBeat that flagged 7 AI-linked stocks with really high trading volume recently.
And looking at the list is pretty instructive. It shows investors are betting on specialized applications, not just general tech.
Who is on it?
Well, you have BigBear.ai, which is all about defense and intelligence analytics. You have Upstart and FinTech. And Tempus AI, which is applying AI to precision medicine.
So all very high stakes, specialized fields.
Exactly. The list also had SoundHound AI for voice, Sentinelone in cybersecurity, Hut 8, and InterDigital. The pattern is clear. The market is rewarding companies where AI provides a real, tangible edge in a specific domain that needs speed and accuracy.
Okay, so finally, let's pull back even further. Let's look at the long-term horizon.
There was a presentation from tech analyst James Altucher where he talks about what he calls an impending technology collision.
A collision? That sounds dramatic.
It's a provocative idea. He's talking about the convergence of two massive fields, artificial intelligence and quantum computing.
So we've been talking this whole time about the need for speed, for low latency in today's AI.
Right. And quantum computing, at least in theory, promises an exponential leap in processing power that just dwarfs what we can do with classical computers.
So Altucher is framing this as the next major inflection point for investors, one that could transform, well, pretty much everything. Global infrastructure, markets, you name it.
It forces you to think beyond the current Silicon Wars. What happens when you turbocharge these autonomous agentic systems with next-generation hardware?
That combination. AI providing the intelligence and quantum providing truly unimaginable speed. It would let us solve problems that are basically impossible today.
Like simulating complex new materials or optimizing global supply chains in a blink. It feels like the ultimate accelerator for this specialized real-time world we're heading towards.
Okay, that gives us a really comprehensive view of the big picture shifts. But let's bring it back to the here and now. How can you, our listener, actually tap into this power of specialization today?
Let's transition to 5 trending AI tools that can give you some immediate productivity wins.
These tools really reflect that trend we've been talking about, moving from general purpose to solving very specific problems.
First up is Divina. It's described as a private AI platform, and its specialty is connection. It can link over 120 different apps and, crucially, connect to your live internal databases.
So it's like creating a single secure brain for your entire organization's knowledge. The institutional memory instantly searchable.
Exactly. Next, for the developers listening, there's DiffSense. This is super specialized. It's a local AI Git commit generator, and it's designed specifically for Apple Silicon.
That is niche, but for a developer, it's incredibly useful. It automates the tedious part of writing descriptive commit messages for your code.
Lets you focus on the actual building, not the documentation.
All right. And for marketers, there's Kedex. This is an AI video studio, and it specializes in one thing: creating high-converting promotional videos.
So rapid creation of professional marketing assets lets you test and iterate on campaigns without a whole production team.
Then we have something a little different moving into personal development. It's a tool called Orail.
The AI Vision Board.
The science-backed AI Vision Board. It uses visual AI to help you create scenes of your goals, digitally placing you inside your dream life as a motivational tool.
Hmm.
It's really applying AI to something very abstract.
And finally, rounding out the list is Finsight AI.
As the name suggests, this is all about financial intelligence. The whole point is to deliver insights from complex market data and filings to help you find non-obvious investment opportunities.
So this entire deep dive, it feels like it's shown us that the AI landscape is consolidating and specializing at just a blistering pace.
It really is. You see Nvidia spending $20 billion on Groq for low-latency chips.
Yeah.
That cements the need for speed.
And then you see Fujitsu and Nvidia building that specialized, secure software layer with Kazuchi Physical AI.
The whole story is AI moving from this general-purpose utility into a collection of highly autonomous, specialized agents that operate at incredible speeds.
Whether they're managing your company's procurement or just running a vending machine.
Exactly.
So if you found this discussion insightful, we'd really encourage you to follow AI Brief and maybe share this deep dive with anyone else who's trying to get a strategic handle on where AI is going.
Because as we look forward, the really big question is the one James Altucher posed. If these specialized AI agents are the nervous system of the future economy, what happens when quantum computing becomes the brain? What happens when you increase their speed by an exponential factor? That's the frontier to watch.
Thank you for joining us for episode 366.
See you in the next episode.